But it's also dangerous to try to like look through a schedule and say win, win, loss, loss, win. Like the NFL is just too nutty, I think, to really pull that off with any degree of accuracy. Mm-hmm. But since somebody else went through the exercise of trying it, I'll tell you what he came up with for the Seahawks and their remaining schedule. Here's Chris Long on his Green Light podcast.
They're at Atlanta next week.
Call them out, Macon.
Win. They play the Bills at home. Loss. Rams at home. Win. Bye week 10, then week 11, they're at San Francisco. Loss. Then they've got the Cardinals at home. Win. At New York Jets. Loss at that point. Week 14 at Arizona Cardinals. Loss. Green Bay Packers at home week 15. Cool. That's your game right there. That's a loss. Vikings coming to town. Win. And then at Bears. Hold on. Whew.
I think they beat the Bears.
Week 17. Win at Bears week 17. And then we've got week 18 at the LA Rams. Rams could have 3 wins at that point. That's a win. I think you're all right.
I think we might be okay, but this is a sweat.
Anything jump out to you about some of those wins and losses they predicted?
Hard schedule is what jumped out to me.
Real hard.
Yes.
And there are a couple on there where I'm like, oh, you're just giving them a win. Like Minnesota's 5-0. They've been the best team in the league this year.
Yeah.
You're just giving it to them with Chicago? The entire NFC North has been phenomenal so far. And even this weekend against Atlanta at Atlanta, that sure doesn't feel like a gimme. The Rams, I don't care whether they have 3 wins at that point or not. Don't tell me any game against the Rams is a gimme. I don't feel that way. So, I don't know.
So, if you don't start impacting and imposing your will against the quarterbacks, you're going to have it's not going to be pretty. Not going to be pretty. I mean, like exactly that term that Lofa just, talked to us about of play on our terms. These QBs the last 3 weeks have played on their terms completely. I mean, you didn't sack Purdy. He's back there bouncing around. Obviously, Jared Goff played a perfect game, which has never, ever happened in the history of the NFL, going 18 for 18 and catching a touchdown pass. And he made Daniel Jones look like a Pro Bowler. And that list, as they ran through that schedule, that's what I was thinking about. Like, Kirk Cousins, Matthew Stafford, and Josh Allen, and Jordan Love, and like I know Kyler is Kyler Murray and is not.
Yeah, and I think they're probably right when you look at like you win 1 out of 2 against Arizona or something like that. Maybe the same with the Rams, but I just in his scenario there, they win 6 more games to get to 9-8. Okay, could happen. What if they only win like 2 more games? Because that's not like an impossible scenario as you're running through it. I don't think that's going to happen. But what if they win like 2? What if this team drastically underperforms this year?
Yeah, because you know what
happens?
You know what you don't see in that stretch? And this can change. You're 1 hit away, and Jordan Love's already missed some games. So, I mean, this is always, again, dangerous to just assume that you're going to.
It's why it's a bad exercise.
But what you don't see in that stretch is a Bo Nix, Jacoby Brissett, and Skylar Thompson. You don't see that in any stretch. You see competent and at times difference-making quarterbacks. And as I said, that's been the biggest, to me, the 2 things is obviously the impact. The opponent has impacted your quarterback, right? I mean, Geno has been under duress. Aiden Hutchinson had 14 pressures, only to be topped by Nick Bosa's 17 pressures. Like, your QB hasn't been under duress, and you have just not put that opponent at that key position in that same chaos.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at what you have left, the quarterbacks left on your list would be Cousins, Josh Allen, Love, right? Stafford twice, Murray twice, Purdy 1 more time, and Jordan Love.
Yeah, you mentioned Love, and
did I say Love already? I'm sorry.
You said Sam Darnold, who's having a revelation of a season.
Okay.
I mean, there's no gimmies. There's no 5th pitcher, right? There's no bullpen day, and again, that can change, and injuries happen in this league all the time. But yeah, on paper, that's a if you don't start changing things, if you don't start taking the run away, so you can earn the right to really impact and harass and get after the quarterback, getting to 9-8. It's going to take some extraordinary, superhuman stuff from Geno in this offense.
What would you take out of it if they win like 5 games this year?
I'm not there yet. I'm not going there.